Okay, guys, so this morning we're going to talk about feelings associated with having a baby after loss or pregnancy after loss. So when Emmett passed away, we weren't actively trying to get pregnant. It just kind of happened when it happened. I do believe the timing was just perfect for Everett. He really did save my life. He done a lot for me, emotionally and physically. So when I found out I was pregnant, a lot of emotions fled back. It was a lot of different things, and it was a lot to handle. I'm not even going to lie to you. One of the things that got me during my pregnancy was the anxiety. Everyone that's lost a baby is going to have a different day or a different milestone in pregnancy that they need to get to help their minds. So for me, it wasn't necessarily the pregnancy. It was 11 days after he was born. So the pregnancy wasn't as difficult on me, but in my mind, I was still thinking like, God, don't take this baby. If you're going to let me get pregnant again, at least let me have him, like at least for a little bit longer. Like I was trying to be selfish about it. So I got through my pregnancy. The anxiety was really high because every little thing I was like, oh my God, is something wrong? Like what is going on? So that happened more towards the end, like labor time, than in the beginning. Now, once Everett was born, I was flipping out. Like I barely wanted to touch my own baby, and that sounds so bad. But it's the truth. I was so scared that I would give him something, and I'm his mom. I'm supposed to protect him from anything and everything that comes his way. And with Emmett, as a mom and as a lost mom, I felt like I let him down. I felt like I failed him because I could not protect him from everything. And that's the truth. You cannot protect your babies from everything. It's impossible. Even your grown children, you can't protect them from everything. So I was very scared. That was one of my very first emotions, was being scared. We did not let our family come around for weeks because we were so scared that something would happen. And even though they're your family, just because they're your family doesn't mean that they can't get the flu or they can't get strep or they can't transport RSV to my baby. Like I was flipping out. So all those emotions were into one big ball of emotions, I guess. Then after I got past the scared part, it turned into guilt. And guilt can mean a lot of different things, but it meant two different things to me and my family. Or, well, to me, anyways. So I felt guilty that I got moments with Everett that I never got with Emmett. It's like I felt guilty that I got to watch Everett's belly button fall off, or well, not belly button, but umbilical thing fall off, because I never got that with Emmett. I never made it that far. I felt guilty that I made it to 11 days with Everett because I didn't make it there with Emmett. I felt like, why? Like, why could I do it this time but not do it last time? I felt guilty for seeing Everett smile and laugh and see emotion because I never got that out of Emmett. It was like a lot. It was like, why? Like, why could I do it this time and not last? Another part of the guiltiness is I felt guilty for normal mom emotions. I felt guilty for feeling overwhelmed with my child. I felt guilty for wanting 5 minutes alone. I felt guilty for asking someone, hey, can you hold him for a second so I can run to the bathroom? Like, I felt guilty for any of it because I felt like I needed to watch him every second of every day to prevent anything bad from happening. And that's just the truth. And if you've ever lost a child, those guilty emotions about mom feelings, you're going to have those. They may not be as bad as some others, but you're going to have them. But if you're a mom, you're going to have mom emotions. no matter if you've lost a child or if you've not lost a child, or if you've tried conceiving for years, you're still going to have those emotions when you get a baby. It's overwhelming. Sometimes you have to adjust, and this baby that just showed up is like, whoa, what's going on? And everybody has to get adjusted. It's not oh, there's a baby, we have a routine, everything's set day one. That's not how it works. So you're going to have those feelings. But those are things that made me feel bad. I felt bad about every bit of that. Now, I feel like I feel guilty. If I don't post enough about Emmett, I feel like I'm failing him because I have a new baby. And if I don't spend enough time thinking about Emmett, I feel like ashamed, I guess you could say, even though life is really crazy with a newborn. And I think about him like all the time. But I'm talking about like the deep emotions, the emotions where you sit there and sometimes you just bawl your eyes out and you take a minute and you stop and you let the world stop around you, and you're just like, why? I don't get to do that as much as I did before. And I feel really guilty and ashamed for that because both of those children are mine equally. And so I'm working on that. Another emotion, I don't really think it's emotion. But another thing I went through after having my rainbow was PTSD. It was really bad after Emmett passed away because of some things that we saw in the hospital and memories and things like that. But once he got here, it escalated quickly because Everett looks just like his brother. He does have some different features, like Emmett had darker hair, Emmett had a little bit chubbier cheeks, but they look pretty close. So every time I would look at him at night or in the morning or just during the day, it's like I saw Emmett all over again. And it like took me in this trance of me thinking that nothing ever happened. And then at that point, other emotions would hit me where I would see the day that Emmett passed away all over again. I would relive it just like it was, we were right there doing it again. And that was hard because every time I looked at Everett, I had these emotions and I would break down and I didn't know how to control them or get rid of them. And still to this day, I have those moments. They're not as bad as they were like the first few weeks he was here, but I would have them. I mean, I bawled my eyes out to my husband one night because I was literally sitting on the bed holding Everett, and it was like I was in this trance and I seen Emmett grown up and he was like learning how to walk, and it was like he was like, I don't know how you explain it, but like when babies kind of walk and they're kind of like shifting their shoulders and all that, like because where they're just now learning. Like I seen him coming around the corner and he came and he grabbed his brother's hand and he was like, I got you, Bubby. They can't even talk at all at 1 year old. But in my mind, it was playing tricks on me and it was feeding on my emotions, and that was really hard for me. And it was like everywhere I turned, I seen him. And those can drive you insane. I had meltdowns more than that, more than anything. So my point to all this is you're going to have normal emotions. And just because your emotions you think are bad doesn't mean they're bad. If you've never been through a loss, you can't really judge the emotions that someone that has went through a loss or even trying to conceive feel, because we feel bad about a lot of things or we get mad about a lot of things, and it's normal. It's something that goes through our mind and it's normal. So you've got this. If you're about to give birth to your rainbow, you've got this. If you just found out that you're pregnant after trying to conceive for a very long time, you've got this. Just keep pushing forward Know that the emotions are okay to have, and you'll be just fine.